Having had a fairly quiet time of the Ante-Post things for the 2022 Cheltenham Festival, now's the time maybe to ramp things up a little bit. And it seems as if one or two opportunities are showing themselves over the last couple of weeks. Obviously, with the better racing now, as soon as we get some rain, presumably, we'll see some better horses out. And we might get a few more markets to take a little bit of shape and a few more pointers. But there's one that I think is definitely worth having an investment in right now, and it's for the Mayor's Chase, the penultimate race of the festival, run on the Friday on the new course, just over 2.5 miles. It was a cracker last year. Willie Mullins' two mares fought out the finish, Colreevy and Ellie May. It was a cracking race, and it's a horse who absolutely loves Cheltenham. Won the Champion Chase last year. That should be a clue that gives it away. It's Put the Kettle On. A horse who will be familiar to many, familiar to these pages, favourite horse of many people, just a really likeable mare, and obviously won the Champion Chase last year. Perhaps when benefiting from how the race panned out on that particular occasion, take nothing away from her resolution and her quality, but perhaps the two assignments since then in the Celebration Chase at Sandown and then back at Cheltenham for the Schlur Chase a couple of weeks ago, maybe just showed a few chinks in her armour in the early stages of a really well-run race, which is what I imagine the Champion Chase 2022 will probably be, with the likes of Shaka and Passoir in there, Energamine, maybe one or two others. If they're all on the day, of course, they are the dangers of Ante-Post look ahead. But Put the Kettle On just lacks that little oomph in the early pace in a really, really well-run race. So with a view of that in mind, she's due to step up in trip on New Year's Day at Fairyhouse. Now, obviously, the Ryanair and the Mayor's Chase come into view. The Ryanair could well be run at a fierce early tempo as well, with the likes of Allaho, of course, in there if he gets there as well. And Henry de Bromhead, of course, has Envoy Alain now for that, potentially. So, Put the Kettle On, I think, should and potentially could go to the Mayor's Chase. And she's 11-1 with Paddy Power and Betfair Sportsbook. It's a bit of a flyer. It's a win-only bet, which is rare. But if she gets there and if she's lined up for that particular race, surely we're not going to get even a quarter of those odds about a previous Cheltenham Festival victor in the Grade 1 Champion Chase, of course. She's now, if she goes to the Mayor's Chase, it will be a lesser type of race. It'll be a slightly slower tempo and it will suit her down to the ground. And I think Henry de Bromhead could have his eyes turned towards the Mayor's Chase for Put the Kettle On. If they do, 11-1, like I said, Paddy Power, Betfair Sportsbook, that's definitely worth taking right now. Hopefully we'll be on to a decent bet come the day. Put the Kettle On. She's a lovable mare. Hopefully she can be aimed back towards the Cheltenham Festival and the Mayor's Chase.